The morning of February 9th, 1971 started much like any other morning, I would imagine. People are getting up for work, parents are trying to get their kids up, kids are yelling that they can't find their shoes and they don't like that for breakfast anymore. When suddenly, something unexpected happened. It was a magnitude 6.6 earthquake in the San Fernando Valley. And once the shaking had stopped, 65 people were dead, more than 2,000 people were injured, and there had been $500 million worth of damage done to the region. Freeway interchanges had collapsed, homes had been destroyed, hospitals had been damaged, and there was a dam that was in danger of collapse, which meant that the 80,000 people downstream had to evacuate. The types of damage that was done during this earthquake and the types of structures that were damaged caused there to be a lot of legislation changes in California to increase the state's seismic safety and seismic resiliency. One thing that happened was the passing of the Aquas-Priolo Fault Zoning Act. That basically says that you can't build structures intended for human habitation on the strand of an active fault or within a certain distance on each side. Another thing that happened was the Hospital Safety Act. So some hospitals were really damaged during this earthquake. And so this legislation helped to ensure that hospitals were built to a higher standard of safety because they really are a nexus for recovery in communities. We need our hospitals if we're going to respond and recover from earthquakes quickly. The Strong Motion Instrumentation Program was also started after this earthquake. Now, that program has more than 10,000 instruments around California that are helping to monitor how different structures respond to earthquake shaking, things like buildings, bridges, dams, and other types of infrastructure. This also helps seismologists and engineers to make sure that we can build buildings that aren't going to fall down in earthquakes. So it does help improve our building codes. Initiatives like this help us to be proactive about future earthquakes, increasing our seismic resiliency and seismic safety so that we don't just survive the earthquakes of the future. We want to make sure that we also can thrive in their aftermath. If you feel earthquake shaking, remember, drop down to the ground, take cover underneath a sturdy object like a table, and hold on until all the shaking has stopped. Don't be scared, be prepared.